Yes, thank you, Gigi. You might have heard a young man up behind us just shouting, "Come on!" when Newcastle emerged from just down in front of us here on this misty night, dark, misty night on Tyneside, just up on the hill above the River Tyne, inside St James's Park with the lights on. Manchester United are already out there. Harry Maguire led them out. There were whistles and jeers, and he turned and applauded up towards all of those thousands of Manchester United fans who have come here on a bank holiday Monday night, and Newcastle in their black and white striped tracksuit tops lining up as we look here to the right side of the halfway line, either side of that yellow and purple Premier League arch. So Newcastle, even under this new ownership, they look to have a right challenge on their hands to stay in the Premier League this season. And Manchester United, under their still new interim manager Ralph Rangnick, they're going for 3 Premier Leagues wins out of 3 since he took charge. And the players just peeling away and getting ready for the start of the match. Pat Nevin sitting alongside me, former Chelsea, Everton, Scotland winger. Clearly, Pat, Manchester United favourites to get the 3 points tonight.
Yeah, we are favourites to get the points, but they know they have to be not necessarily the best, they need to be up for it. They've shown in the game against Norwich recently. they weren't absolutely brilliant that day. Watched them against Crystal Palace, first 45 minutes, absolutely blinding. They were brilliant. Second 45 minutes running out of gas. Well, not all of them, but the vast majority of them. And they had to rely on Fred that day to score an absolute worldie. So, I don't think they're absolutely flying yet. We'll see how we do tonight when they've had an inverted commas rest. I don't think rest is what Ralph Rangnick wanted them to get. I think he wanted them to work.
Yeah, that's what he wanted. He wanted the time to work, and he's had time, but he perhaps hasn't been able to work in the way that he wanted to. Certainly numbers very restricted on certain days, training ground closed on certain days. But anyway, they're returning to action. Manchester United playing for the first time for a fortnight, and Newcastle are in action here for the first time since they lost to Manchester City 4-0. But remember the penalty that everyone in black and white, and many others as well, felt they should have had when City had the 2-0 lead. But Newcastle players breaking away now, all of the war flags in the Gallowgate end to our right. We've had a right array of them, mainly black and white obviously, and there's still many of them swirling around in there. Newcastle with Dubravka, Kraft, Lascelles and Cher, Manquillo and Fraser, Shelby, Longstaff, St Maximin, Wilson and Joe Linton. And Manchester United with De Gea, Dalot, Varane, Maguire and Kellers, Fred, McTominay, Bruno Fernandes, Greenwood, Rashford and Cristiano Ronaldo. So Newcastle, the team that has let in more goals than anyone else in the Premier League this season, have Rashford, Ronaldo and Greenwood to deal with this evening. The whistle is blown by Craig Pawson and the players all take a knee. Up they get and we're ready to go. Manchester United to kick off. Bruno Fernandes does that. The referee says no, hang on, I think Callum Wilson had just crossed the halfway line, so we'll have a restart. There it is. Bruno Fernandes playing it back to Harry Maguire. Long right-footed ball from him over the top of Rashford and out of play for a throw-in to Newcastle. So Newcastle in the broad black and white stripes that they're wearing this season, black shorts, black socks with the white tops, and Manchester United red shirts with the white trim, white shorts and white socks also with red trim. So Newcastle against Manchester United. This is BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sounds, and Newcastle taking the throw on the left-hand side, but Rashford has got it back now, driving down into the full-back position. John Joe Shelby moves across in front of him and does well, actually. Shelby returning to the team tonight and just is able to get in the way of Rashford, and the ball runs through for a goal kick.
A lot of players are really intrigued to see Varane back, and be interesting to see how he does tonight. It's not exactly perfectly well for him the whole time, but he's back in now, and it's a big call for him. He's up against a very good player in Callum Wilson, and maybe Marcus Rashford. When he's at his best, he is the most fabulous player. And that game I was talking about earlier against Crystal Palace, I thought it was fantastic for about the first 60 minutes. So see if we get the same from Marcus again.
Just wondering, Newcastle back four, do we think? Kraft on the right hand side, and Cher and Lascelles in the middle, Manquillo at left back.
Yeah. It's interesting because if you're going to play three at the back and you're only generally playing one up against you, that can leave you a little bit outnumbered in midfield.
Maguire loses out to Fraser. Fraser with the cross, but Varane moves across. He smelt the danger there and puts the ball out of play. Another in this series of awkward moments for Harry Maguire. Throwing to Newcastle.
He was just like concentration there, didn't he? He was well favourite to get the ball and then just lost his head a little bit there. He nearly made a terrible mistake.
Yeah, but Manchester United able to deal with that. Back it comes. Maguire inside the penalty area. Under pressure. He clears that downfield. But Joe Linton gets his head to it. Here's Saint-Maximin on the left-hand side. But Dalot was able just to take it away from Saint-Maximin on the left wing for Newcastle, and Manchester United now break forward on the halfway line. The whistles and the jeers for Cristiano Ronaldo. Had an excellent record against Newcastle in his previous days with Manchester United, and indeed in these days. If you remember, it was Manchester United-Newcastle was the match when Cristiano Ronaldo made his debut second time around earlier in the season and scored 2 goals in the 4-1 win. Got a stoppage because Joe Linton has taken a bang and sat down.
I didn't see it at all, and he's holding his chest, and it's whether he's just got a nudge in his chest there. He's got back up again.
Seems okay. Referee Pawson just checked with him, and he's all right. 3 minutes played. Newcastle 0, Manchester United 0. Lascelles, the Newcastle captain, heads it forward. Shelby then heads it back into his own penalty area. Lascelles has a look over his shoulder. Greenwood is coming, so Lascelles, safety first, takes no risks, just left-footed, puts it out of play for a throw near the corner flag on the right-hand side. Rashford's going to leave this for Dalot to take the throw. Both Wan-Bissaka and Shaw on the substitutes bench again, so it's Dalot and Telles, the full-backs, under Ralph Rangnick. Dalot takes the throw, gets it back, and then there's Joe Linton to put in the challenge, and a little touch off Dalot. In fact, a tug, I think, is shown, indicated by the assistant down there, and it's a free kick to Newcastle in their own left back position.
Yeah, a little drag back that he did there. Yeah, it's interesting to see how positive the team is there. You get Fraser a little bit further up front, and as I watch him just now, he's feeling his left hamstring early on in the game. But you know, he's an attack-minded player, pushed a little bit further forward. We know how attack-minded Saint-Maximin is. We obviously know that Callum Wilson's a striker, and Joe Linton is a player who wants to attack more than he wants to defend. So a very positive outlook here from Eddie Howe.
Yep, Eddie Howe, there he is, just on the down in front of the dugout. Jason Tindall to his left. Manchester United with Ronaldo, little flick. Bruno Fernandes flicks it out to the far side. Manchester United go all the way back into central defence again. Yep, Eddie Howe's in charge for the 8th match, and early days as well for Ralph Rangnick. This only his 4th match in charge. Unbeaten so far, won the 2 Premier League matches that Manchester United have played by the 1-0. So 2 clean sheets in the league at least. And ball is fired forward for Manchester United, but just runs out of play for a throw-in that will be taken by Martin Dubravka. Incidentally, I mentioned the fact that Kieran Clark, Matt Ritchie are not involved, Joe Willock not involved tonight, sub-goalkeeper Carl Darlow. The reason for that is a mixture of injuries and COVID positive cases, we've been told, and Victor Lindelof not involved at all tonight. That's because he's tested positive for COVID, Ralph Rangnick said before the game. Newcastle take the goal kick. Shelby in centre field, but he's in danger of losing out to Greenwood, and then he just trips Greenwood, who would have been away. It is a free kick forward and right of the centre circle. Craig Pawson has a look at Shelby, but it's just a free kick.
I thought exactly the same as you there. It's one of those ones where maybe another yard further forward the referee would have produced a yellow card, because he was caught in the ball, he's gone away from him, and he's just taken him out.
Well, last time you and I were here together, Pat, Shelby was sent off very carelessly in that first match after the takeover was completed. Fred, centre circle, left-footed ball, high out to the right-hand side here. Dalot, his cross into the 6-yard box, but too close to goalkeeper Dubravka, who's able to catch it.
Yeah, but the ball was actually on there, and it was really good movement, as you always do get from Greenwood. Got himself in a really good position, and he's generally playing up front as close as he possibly can get to Ronaldo at the moment, and Rashford's a little bit further to the right.
Yep, Greenwood coming back into the team for Manchester United, as well as Varane back. That's obviously important. Missed the last 8 matches for Manchester United with a thigh injury. Newcastle take the throw over the halfway line. Longstaff wins it back as well. Plays it here to the left to Saint-Maximin just outside the area, trying to get the shot in. He scored! De Gea couldn't react. It just looked as it flew into the top corner. Whether it took a little deflection or not, there were Manchester United players in front of him, but it's an early goal for Newcastle United, and it's Alain Saint-Maximin, and it's Newcastle United 1, Manchester United 0.
Well, if it's playing in black and white, you don't get the ball to in the last third. It's Alain Saint-Maximin gets the ball. He still has to go past 3 players. He goes past them. We all know he's quite capable of that. And that is a brilliant goal. I don't know if there was a deflection there, John. I think he just curled it into that back corner. But the man at fault on this occasion is Varane. He's too slow on the ball. He gets caught on it. He dilly-dallies. And he doesn't get back quick enough. And when it gets to Saint-Maximin there, he only has one thing in his mind. That is a magnificent finish in the far corner.
Yeah, it was Longstaff who took advantage of Varane's hesitation. And Longstaff coming into the starting lineup to Saint-Maximin, who seemed to move. He cut inside into the congestion, but he kind of slipped as he was shooting on the edge of the box. But maybe that slip actually helped the trajectory of the ball.
It didn't curl. That's the point. It didn't curl at all. If it curls in towards the goalkeeper, he can make a move. No curl at all. Straight into him. Now, if you're a ratio, which to be honest, I don't think there's very many around us just now, that is exactly what you want at the start of this game to make it lively. Probably Newcastle for a long time is the first 10 minutes in this place is usually amazing, and then it dies away. That might keep it going.
Well, I mentioned the first match under the new ownership. You and I were here for that. They made a rousing start, scored the early goal against Tottenham, and ended up losing really by a distance on that day. But you can hear the reaction that there's been inside St James's Park to Newcastle United taking the lead against Manchester United, and the current big favourite Alain Saint-Maximin scoring the goal, but Manchester United lose it on the halfway line. McTominay and Shelby came across, and now Saint-Maximin tries to find Wilson, but the ball played in at waist height, a little bit higher than that. Stretch of the left foot inside the area from Wilson, couldn't get there, couldn't bring it down. It's through for a goal kick.
Do you know what? It is the right ball to try and play there, because you know Wilson's always going to peel off his defender there. He got into good position. Maybe he could have gone with it with his head. A diving header was maybe on there. But even though it was the right ball, there's plenty of people in here that wanted Saint-Maximin. Forget that. Just run at the defenders. It's already had an incredible effect. And already he is striking with finger into that Manchester United defence.
Yeah, Eddie Howe playing Saint-Maximin on the left, and Fraser out on the right-hand side, and Joe Linton is one of the midfield 3. And what a start that is. Saint-Maximin scoring his first goals for Newcastle since Eddie Howe's first match, the 3-3 draw with Brentford, when, if you remember, Eddie Howe wasn't here. He was watching from afar, having tested positive for COVID. But Newcastle lead Manchester United by 1-0. Long way to go yet, though. McTominay playing the ball out towards the left-hand side. Telles is there, then Bruno Fernandes. Back it goes towards the halfway line to Fred. Fred now with his white socks right over his knees, forward to McTominay. He's going to try a shot from distance. Joe Linton got in the way of that, and then it breaks down on the edge of the box with Rashford, and Newcastle will counter-attack. And here's Fraser now. Fraser on the halfway line plays the ball to the left-hand side. Wilson makes his way out towards the left wing. Saint-Maximin wants it, and then finally the offside flag comes.
Took a long time to come there, but you know the buzz around this place is incredible. We were having a chat before the game, you know, saying why would players come here? You know, the money, but there is another reason. When you hear this noise and this place is full, you know what could happen here. You know what will almost certainly happen in a period of time here. It's extraordinary noise, and the backing that they get from these fans. It is very, very special place. However, it can also go very quiet when things go wrong, which they often do.
They do, but they've made a good start. Telles and Fraser snapped in with a challenge on him, but Telles just skipped out of the way of it, played it back to Maguire. Maguire now to Dalot. Dalot infield to McTominay. McTominay, square from him, Fred, and Fred's given it away in centre field. And Joe Linton has a look, plays it down the left-hand side. Saint-Maximin is onto this. Saint-Maximin now cuts in field again. 2 men with him. Fred comes across. Saint-Maximin plays a low square ball to the far side. Fraser It's deflected, comes back, curling shot from Joe Linton is narrowly wide of the foot of the right post.
I'm smiling just now because someone walked up to us before the game and said, I think something unusual happened tonight with Joe Linton will score from 25 yards in the corner. There's almost a premonition there. Comes to him, no lack of confidence there. Gives it a little bit of a bend. I think De Gea had it covered, but it just shows you the confidence at this moment crossing through this Newcastle United team.
For a moment there, Joe Linton looked like Kevin De Bruyne.
A brief moment.
Newcastle 1, Manchester United 0. And that's Pat Nevin. This is the sound of St James's Park. Newcastle lost their last 4 matches against Manchester United. Hasn't been much of a contest. 3 4-1s and a 3-1. But I well remember, I've got a feeling you and I might have been here when Matty Longstaff scored the goal. Yes, I thought it was us together. That's the last time that Newcastle beat Manchester United. Ronaldo, the cheers because he can't reach the ball down the left wing and it rolls out of play for a Newcastle throw in their own right back area.
The biggest worry right now for Ranieri, I would think, is when you build a team, you build it from the back and 2 centre backs, and he's got Maguire and he's got Varane, and you think, top quality centre backs. They have both made pretty horrendous mistakes at the start of this game through lack of concentration, been just a little bit too slack in the ball. You can't do that, especially you can do it in the Premier League anywhere, but when Newcastle United are so up for it at the start of the game, that's the last thing you do, and both of them have been very guilty, and it could have been 2 goals, never mind 1.
Manchester United with the ball centre field. It's played forward by Bruno Fernandes for Fred, but Newcastle are quickly in there, 2 of them onto the ball. But it bounces back for United on the left-hand side for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes, low to the edge of the area. Greenwood, little chip to the Rashford, who jumps for it, heads it down, but that's cleared away on the edge of the box by Longstaff. Newcastle felt that Wilson might have been fouled. Newcastle will continue to come forward, and then Dalot puts in a challenge on St Maximin. The ball runs for Rashford down the right-hand side, but the recovering challenge from Manquillo gets a touch that is favourable for him. Dubravka has to be careful, passes it to Shelby on the edge of the area. McTominay very nearly dispossessed him, and the ball actually runs right away to the far side where Kraft is able to clear it towards the halfway line where Manchester United take up possession again.
Some goalkeepers look really comfortable playing out for the back and some don't. At that moment there, Dubravka was having kittens, he couldn't get his feet right. Definitely the wrong ball to play there, lucky to get away with it.
Bruno Fernandes, low ball into the penalty area looking for the run of Fred. It's a good run actually from midfield into the box, but it was read effectively by Cher, one of the 6 players who've come in for Newcastle. 6 changes from the starting lineup that Eddie Howe has made, but some of them, as I say, have been forced. No, Isaac Hayden as well. Tonight he's suspended for accumulating the 5 yellow cards. Here's McTominay, middle of the half. McTominay chips it forward. Dalot takes it down. Low ball across, but it was straight into the path of Lascelles, who was able to clear on the half volley out for a throw.
Right, the possibility of putting the markers on it. This doesn't feel like a 1-0 game. It is far too open at the moment.
Ronaldo away from St Maximin, then goes past Joe Linton, but went down very easily. Wanted the free kick. Referee Pawson is having none of that. Ronaldo stayed down. Newcastle counter-attack downfield. St Maximin and Joe Linton together. St Maximin taking on Varane, and this time Varane puts in the challenge and says, not this time, Alan.
Do you know what? Cristiano Ronaldo has been known now and again to go down easily. I don't think he did that time. I think it's a free kick. I think that's very, very harsh on him. I think he was taken out roughly about thigh level there. I think he agrees with me. He's still annoyed about it. I think it was quite sore when he got across his left thigh.
He's looking at the assistant here, Ian Husson, and that was a glare. That was a Ronaldo glare. He's back on his feet though. Rashford with the ball. He had just down in front of us, but Manquillo puts in the challenge out of play. Throw into Manchester United. So Newcastle United 1, Manchester United 0. That goal, that St Maximin goal in the 7th minute, that's the first goal that Ralph Rangnick's Manchester United have conceded in the Premier League under his management. Did let one in against Young Boys in that final match in the Champions League group. But it won't be 3 clean sheets in a row in the league for the new interim manager. Manchester United coming forward again, ball played into the box, Ronaldo on the stretch, can't get there, and it bounces away past the great one and through for a goal kick. But he says thank you, raises his arm in acknowledgement to the ball that was played in from the left-hand side.
I have no idea why he didn't go his right foot. The ball's coming across and he sticks his left foot out in it. That's a right foot ball to go with. I think he goes his right foot, he gets it there. very, very unusual to see that. Just keeping an eye on him, because that's so unlike Ronaldo not to do what is clearly the right thing there. So we'll see if there's anything actually wrong with him. There's a reason why he didn't stretch with his foot, or his right leg.
Yep, keep an eye on him, most certainly. 1-0, Newcastle United lead. Rashford, he's away down the right-hand side. He's away from Manquillo. Joe Linton puts in the challenge, goes to ground. It had a look of the giraffe about the way that he went down there. And the referee says the final touch was off Joe Linton. It's a corner to Manchester United. Ronaldo on the edge of the area now goes across to Pawson, the referee, and pulls up the left side of his shorts and indicates that that was where Joe Linton challenged him when he felt he should have had a free kick. Point made, Pat.
Yeah, I'd agree with him. I think the referee got that one wrong. I thought it was a kind of obvious one as well.
Corner then, Manchester United. Tellez to take it. This is in front of the Gallagate end. Tellez, left-footed towards the back post. Newcastle, both goalkeeper and Lascelles, goalkeeper and captain, went for the same ball, but they were able to clear it. Bruno Fernandes now near the centre circle, plays the ball over the top, but that is through and bounces all the way for a Newcastle goal kick. And Joe Linton has just sat down again for the second time, and it was Joe Linton who just fell awkwardly in the conceding of that corner just now.
I just wonder if it was that previous injury of his. I'm kind of see where he's actually, because originally he was holding around about his chest sort of area, as if he'd had, a little dent in the ribs or something like that. Yep, he's holding on to his ribs on his right hand side again. It's a real shame. He's actually had an unusual, awkward but interesting start to the game, which is not unlike his general play. But I think one thing you'll never argue against Joe Linton, the effort is always there. Yeah,
I always enjoy watching Joe Linton with you, Pat. There's always something to say, isn't there?
Well, to be honest, he's actually now, funnily enough, in this game, playing in the best position for him. He plays centre forward, I don't think he's a natural there. Almost when he's playing as a wing, he's not a winger, or a forward attacking player. He's a player who drives well from midfield. He's not the most creative, but he'll use his power and his pace driving from deep midfield. And when before he came to Newcastle, that was where he really showed up quite well. But he's not been able to play in that position often enough. This is the system that suits him best.
Well, Saint-Maximin now is walking over to our side of the field, and Eddie Howe is there. A couple of the Newcastle medical staff as well. There's a little chat between them, and I think he's going to be okay to come back onto the field. Yes, he is. On he trots now. Newcastle's big number 7. So Newcastle leading Manchester United by 1-0. Alan Saint-Maximin, his 4th goal of the season, and how the place erupted when it hit the back of the net. Manchester United with Rashford on the right-hand side. A little bit of space here. Rashford swings it in, but he swung it into the chest of Manquillo, and the ball bounces away straight behind for another corner.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of space down the right-hand side, Rashford, isn't he? Because both of the strikers are pulling away, leaving a big gap in there, and he's got the pace of the defender he's playing against, and if you know that, if you've got the pace of the defender you're playing against, you will keep on going. And Manquillo looks as if he's going to have a long evening.
It's amazed to read this morning that Manchester United apparently have not scored in the Premier League from a set piece since April 2018. Here's the corner into the near post. Newcastle deal with it, whole group of players in there, and it was volleyed away by Longstaff, and then Bruno Fernandes sends it back over the top, but it just bounces harmlessly through for a goal kick. So it's still 1-0 Newcastle. It's amazing that, isn't it? Manchester United, apart from penalties, of which they've scored 2 of their last 26 Premier League goals from set pieces, but both penalties.
It's incredible, and considering they've got one or two players who are quite noted for their free kicks, and
Harry Maguire.
Yeah, I mean, he should be able to attack them from there. I mean, Varane isn't too bad in there either. McTominay's decent, really decent there in the attacks, and obviously Ronaldo is superb when he gets a run on it.
Newcastle 1, Manchester United 0. John Joe Shelby turning and playing the ball all the way back from near the halfway line to goalkeeper Dubravka in that sort of yellowy orangey outfit that he's wearing downfield for Newcastle, but Varane is there and passes it back to goalkeeper De Gea, straight out to Maguire. Now to the left back, Tellez finds its way in field towards Fred. Fred just waits, thought about the long pass out to the right-hand side. Dalot wanted it, but instead Manchester United hold it in the centre circle. Rashford, he's on the halfway line. He just rolls it forward to Greenwood, and Greenwood tries to find the run of McTominay, but overhits the pass through to the Newcastle goalkeeper.
I think they'd want that one the other way around, wouldn't they?
Yes.
With McTominay playing it through to Greenwood with his pace, and if you play it into feet, he's capable of getting a shot away from just about anywhere, Greenwood. But you know, this period now, this often happens in Newcastle. They've had that 10, 15, 20 minutes. It means 20 minutes now because they've had the lift from the goal. But now reality kind of sets in a little bit. It maybe quietens down just a little bit, everything being relative.
Oh, and Joe Linton leans into McTominay as he passed the ball forward. But fair challenge, Shelvey, and then away from Cher, then Shelvey again, but he's given it away. Passed it straight to Telles on the halfway line. Now McTominay through the middle. Fred turns. Fred was unable to find the pass through to Cristiano Ronaldo, so Newcastle have got it back. Fraser for Longstaff, sliding challenge from McTominay. Shelvey gets there ahead of Fred. Now Newcastle come forward. They might have the advantage in numbers here. Shelvey's going to have a goal, but it's saved by a diving De Gea. Leaping to his left, pushes it away, out for a throw down the right-hand side. But again, Manchester United caught out in centre field.
All sorts of options as well. I mean, the left-hand side is St Maximin there. He was definitely on. He could go one-on-one with the defender. But it was a tackle in the midfield there from McTominay, who felt as if he should have had a foul from him. But the amount of times that when they break now Newcastle, there's nobody in front of the back four. Absolutely not. This is just a gigantic big gap there. Either Fred or McTominay has to stick there. McTominay may well have done it, but he was injured in the tackle beforehand.
Yes, he was. So he's now receiving treatment. David De Gea has come all the way out of his penalty area, and now who's he talking to? Cristiano Ronaldo's there as well, and De Gea's going to go all the way back into his penalty area. What was that about?
A weird one. Anyway, just maybe he needs to talk to as many people as he can to say get a word around. It needs a little bit more protection. The amount of times that Newcastle will have put players out of the way, but there wasn't a great deal in that tackle there. I think McTominay got most of it out of the way. It's one of those ones he could have left his leg in and it would have been a free kick, but he jumped out of the way of it, didn't he?
Yeah, and it was Longstaff went in there at some pace with that challenge. I think that's probably the point that De Gea was making.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And again, last season, that's a free kick, isn't it?
Oh, without question, free kick centre field. But thanks to McTominay evading it, no free kick even. Throw-in taken for Newcastle into the penalty area, and the referee says there was a foul in there on Alex Telles, so it's a free kick to Manchester United. So it's 1-0 Newcastle. We've got 20 minutes of the first half to play. This is BBC Radio 5 Live. Listen as well via BBC Sounds. Remember, you can listen to the live radio on BBC Sounds, all the networks, all of the BBC radio offerings, and you can go back and rewind the live radio. But it's also where you'll find the podcasts, the 5 Live Football Daily every morning, and also Callum Wilson of Newcastle with Mikel Antonio in the Footballers Football podcast, as he branches out into broadcasting as well as being Newcastle's number 9. So that is all on BBC Sounds. 1-0 Newcastle. And Manchester United, I wonder how Ralph Rangnick would play it tonight. So Jadon Sancho's not in the team, he's on the bench tonight. And when you and I saw them at Old Trafford, it was that 4-2-2-2. And actually Rashford is deeper.
Is it when they lose the ball, it goes to almost a 4-4-2, doesn't it? Rashford's almost a right winger. Greenwood's coming back a little bit. Cristiano will stay up the field. This is not a complex system that they're playing just now. At the moment, it's really working fabulously for them, is it?
Fred clearing away near the edge of his own box. Bruno Fernandes, and Manchester United with Fred, overhead kick to get it away. Ronaldo comes in with a high challenge on Longstaff. Home supporters felt that was potentially illegal. St Maximin now trying to find a way past McTominay and Dalot. That's not given us a free kick. A little bit of a tangle between the three players, two Manchester United men, and then it's downfield for Manchester United, and Cher will tap it back to Dubravka, who passes it forward to Shelvey, who turns and plays it out to Kraft on the right hand side.
That's just a classic vision of what Manchester United, when they try and do a high press, it just doesn't work. They get passed around one pass and they're through the entire team within seconds.
Manchester United now, they're the ones who are playing it out from the back. Yep, that was one of the questions, wasn't it, about Ralph Rangnick, how he would improve the Manchester United press.
Well, at that time Bruno just chases in, and it's one of those ones, don't chase in if you do not get the rest of them behind you, because you just get passed by, and even though Dubravka is not the most comfortable on the ball, even he was able to play it through.
Newcastle with Shelby, runs away from him, and the ball is played back by Cher to Dubravka. Cristiano Ronaldo not far away, so cleared long by Dubravka. Callum Wilson challenged from behind by Raphael Varane. It's a free kick in the centre circle. Home cheers.
Yeah, there's nothing that Wilson does there. He gets his body in front of the ball, so there's no way Varane could get through. There was no point in going through and giving a cheap free kick away, but it's not in a dangerous position. Well, not yet anyway.
So a free kick. The ball is just placed to the right of the centre circle, and it will be played forward by Cher. Alan St Maximin just speaking to referee Pawson as the Newcastle players group around the edge of the area. Free kick is fired forward, takes a little flick. Joe Linton keeps it in and then slips over again, but St Maximin now takes it up, tries to get it into the penalty area, bounces to Joe Linton, low ball across, that's cleared by Varane on the edge of the 6-yard area, and Newcastle take up possession again with Cher. Passes it to Manquillo. Joe Linton in field. Little heavy from Joe Linton, so Manchester United have got it back. Mason Greenwood running from deep. Greenwood playing the ball over the top for the run of Bruno Fernandes. Goalkeeper Dubravka has come out of his penalty area. He gets there first, and then with the ball from the initial touch rolling out towards the far side, he chases after it, the Newcastle goalkeeper, and whacks it out of play.
That's great goalkeeping. Really impressive. I thought they were in a lot of trouble there. The ball was at the top. They certainly weren't getting back in time. It needed Dubravka to come out there, and he did it very, very well.
1-0 Newcastle lead. Newcastle, who so far this season have won just one match in all competitions. So that is one win in 19 matches this season. That is why they are where they are. Joe Linton puts in a challenge to win the ball back again, wholehearted if nothing else. St Maximin though is dispossessed. Bruno Fernandes back to Fred. St Maximin just getting to his feet down on the halfway line. Manchester United still coming. Rashford to Greenwood. Greenwood then finds himself tackled by Manquillo, and the ball runs out of play for a throw-in. Level with the edge of the Newcastle United penalty area. All of those black and white flags have disappeared after they were waved with some gusto before the start of the game. A little bit of rain in the air, and just feel it on my face here. Maguire, long right-footed ball out to the right-hand side. Rashford allowed it to bounce, but keeps it in play. Manquillo just gives him a shove away, then takes him on, beats him. Rashford with a cross towards the penalty spot, only half cleared, but it is cleared out of the penalty area. McTominay and Fred together. Now Greenwood having a look, having a shot. It's blocked by Lascelles. McTominay wasn't too far away as well. The final touch was a Newcastle one. It's out of play for a throw on the left-hand side. Bruno Fernandes. Now McTominay, 22 yards out. Greenwood back to Dalot. Dalot now to the right-hand side. Newcastle have got everyone back. It's all hands to the pump here. Rashford crossing left-footed, blocked by Wilson on the edge of the area. Rashford says might have been a handball. Referee Pawson says no, not having any of that. And then Dalot puts in the challenge, and the ball rolls out of play for a throw-in to the home team, who lead 1-0. Pat Nevin.
Yeah, and they're probably deserving of it. You think about it, Manchester United have they had any real chances yet? Nothing clear-cut that I can remember just now. And if you're looking at players that are really catching your eye just now, it's not just because he scored the goal. St Maximin's been superb. He is one of those players that you just think there's no way you're going to take it easy at any point in this game, is there? Wherever he is in the pitch, if it's his own 18-yard line, he's going to chase, he's going to fight, he's going to then dribble. He has been fantastic to watch. Well, generally he's been fantastic to watch, but he's had a great start for this game.
Shelby goes for a long downfield pass looking for Wilson, but Varane was able to come across and volley it out of play. Little ball boy down there, the blonde-haired lad with a yellow bib on, just waiting for Manquillo to come forward. But Newcastle are in no hurry here into the last 15 minutes of the first half. BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Newcastle 1 up since Alan St Maximin's finish David De Gea almost didn't move, did he, as the ball was struck by St. Maximin. Just watched it as it flew into the net. A little bit like Rinat Desayev many moons ago.
Good memory. The odd thing about it is because, as you correctly said, he was slightly slipping when he hit the shot. Goalkeepers don't know how to set because they read the position of the player's body. If you're slipping, he doesn't know if you're going to curl it, you're going to pull it to the near post, but he just caught it perfectly. It just flew like an arrow into that corner.
One or two other goalkeeper doesn't move comes to mind. Alan Ruff is certainly one that comes back to me, not just the one goal
as well. I think you're talking Brazil, yes. I know you are. Stabbed to the heart, that one.
Yeah, here's Dalot back towards Rashford. Rashford playing it through, stretch from Lascelles. Ball still in play. Bruno Fernandes chips from the right towards the back post. Kraft was there, so's Ronaldo. He gets it all wrong. Ronaldo trying to cross on the half volley on the twist, and he sliced it straight behind into the Gallagher end. Cue black and white cheers.
Wrong sport there. I think he was LBW. Completely got him mixed up, didn't he? He's tried to hit it in the half volley with his left foot. He's missed it completely. He's hit his backside and gone out.
Yeah, bounced up, hit him in the chest. I think it hit him in the knee, hit him in the chest, and bounced behind. And even Cristiano Ronaldo can be involved in moments like that.
Not his finest minute.
We're seeing it time and time again. He actually missed it completely, and it bounced up, hit his chest, and bounced behind for a goal kick. And if there was a match of the day tonight, that would be on Too Good Too Bad. Match of the day tomorrow night. That's when you'll see the highlights of this match, and indeed the ones that have survived tomorrow. There's a 6:06 on air tomorrow afternoon, strangely, between 3 and 5 o'clock, with all of the live football mixed in with the calls. So Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton tomorrow afternoon from 3. Ball is played back to Dubravka, right-footed towards the halfway line. Maguire nods it down, and then Bruno Fernandes back into central defence to Varane. Manchester United with Varane, black gloves on, slides the pass forward towards tall, blonde-haired McTominay. Now Rashford through into the box. Manquillo with a touch. Greenwood is chasing after it. Lascelles has gone out there with him into the full-back position down in the strawberry corner, as they call it, closest to the famous strawberry pub outside the stadium. Throwing back towards Varane. Oh, that's a misplaced pass from Varane inside his own half. Newcastle are onto this. Longstaff plays it to St. Maximin on the left. St. Maximin now running at Varane. Wilson's there as well. Ball from St. Maximin into Wilson in the area, but Maguire read that one. It was rather telegraphed by St. Maximin, but Maguire's clearance has been won back by Newcastle, and then Wilson goes down. Harry Maguire, a little trip. He's not very happy, the Manchester United captain, but it's a free kick.
They're not having a good time, the two centre-backs from Manchester United. I mean, Varane's mistake there was dreadful. In a horrible position to give the ball away. Allows Newcastle to break again there. And Harry Maguire goes to the ball there, points at the ball as if to say, that's what I tried to get. I don't actually think he got the ball, and he certainly got plenty of Wilson there as he went in for it, but certainly they're having a tough time, and he doesn't get the ball there. That ball's not really there to go, and I'm going to watch it again, see if he... No, I guess nothing of the ball. I don't know why he's pointing to it.
Maguire, yeah, it's a free kick for Newcastle, and this first half, 35 minutes of it has got definite airs of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's bad days about it. Free kick for Newcastle. Shelby runs over it. Fraser plays it high in towards the back post, and the head is Manchester United's. Alex Telles behind. It's a corner for Newcastle.
They really needed that, Newcastle. It was just a 4 or 5 minute period there. I mean, they weren't put under great pressure. They were falling further and further back. You just think, well, wait a minute, are they trying to survive till half time? And that's not a great way for Newcastle to play. They're not good enough defensively to do that. They have to be slightly on the front foot, and that free kick's given them that little bit of hope.
So it's a corner. Newcastle United's first. That rain is just getting a little heavier. Fraser with the corner. It's an outswinger. Cristiano Ronaldo with the header. St. Maximin wanted it on the edge of the box. Fred nipped in. It's played back over the top for Newcastle. Away by Dalot, and then forward from Rashford, just in front of his own penalty area, but too much on it, and neither Cristiano Ronaldo nor Bruno Fernandes can catch it. And Ronaldo hops and skips in frustration as the ball bounces out of play for a Newcastle throw.
There's a wee bit of tension in Manchester United play. A lot of passes that you would normally think are you're not high tariff. They're easy to play. Varane's had one there. Out wide there, you've got two players to find. And as I say that, Harry Maguire, he tries to control the ball, comes off his foot, straight out for a throw-in. There is a little bit of tension around, uncertainty around that Manchester United team right now.
Yeah, Maguire arriving at pace there. Fraser was just 2 or 3 yards away, and Maguire miscontrolled it straight out of play. Throw in for Newcastle on the right wing. Newcastle take the throw, bounces again out of play. Kraft allows it to roll out because the final touch was off a Manchester United man. Halfway inside the Manchester United half, on the far side, in front of the lowest of the 4 stands, the one on the far side of the ground from where we sit. Big attendance. I don't see many spare seats inside St James's Park. A number of matches I've been to recently, there have been spare seats, but not tonight. Joe Linton playing it square. Saint-Maximin now on his left foot, on the edge of the D, still going into the box, turns a shot goalwards. Wilson's there. Wilson turns. No, the goal's ruled out. The offside flag is up against Wilson, and it will remain 1-0. VAR will have a look.
They will have a look, but again, every time you give the ball to Saint-Maximin, it just runs. The ball's tied to his feet there. When it was played in originally, by the way, that is very tight. When it comes to him eventually, he's onside. But it's whether when the ball was initially played, they've obviously had a look at it and they're playing one.
Yep, they've had a very quick look at that. The video assistant referee, who's Peter Banks tonight, and immediately confirmed that the decision on the far side by Darren Cann was correct. So Newcastle continue to lead by 1-0, and they are in contention for what would be only their second win of the season. Ball played towards Wilson, but Wilson wasn't able to get there. Varane plays it across the 6-yard box. De Gea passing it out to Maguire. Maguire being put under pressure by Longstaff, and then Bruno Fernandes is tackled by Kraft, and Newcastle have it again with Fraser on the right-hand side. Fraser challenged by Alex Telles. No free kick. Thought he had a case. Manchester United play a long one forward for Rashford, but he won't reach it. It bounces through to Dubravka.
It's just a moment when Newcastle fans, when they're playing the ball there, and it came to Harry Maguire, they're winding him up, saying, "You're going to give the ball back to us." And it just shows you the type of game that Maguire and Varane are having just now. They're lifting the crowd when he's got the ball. I think they're going to get it back.
Pat, is what we've been saying this season with Harry Maguire? Is this just? Do you feel? Is this just like one of those seasons? You can think about that, because here's Greenwood through the middle, rides the challenge from Joe Linton. Now Rashford centrally, Cher upends him. Down goes Rashford. That is a free kick in the middle of the Newcastle half.
The thing is, about Harry Maguire, he's perfectly capable of going up now and score with a header, and turning it completely. And the thing I like about him, no, he's not having a great day today, and he's not had a good 40 minutes or so at the start of the game. He won't hide. He won't say, "I don't want the ball." There are others, disappear. The thing about Harry Maguire, it's not in his nature to do that, and that's why, he is a player that the managers, including the England manager, will stand by.
Yeah, we were talking to Gareth Southgate about it before the November World Cup qualifiers, and he launched, Gareth Southgate, a really impassioned defence of Harry Maguire. So it is 1-0, but Maguire not having the best of nights here. Free kick for Manchester United. Newcastle have got everyone back. Half-time just 5 minutes away. Bruno Fernandes dinks it into the penalty area. Dubravka comes, gets something to it. Greenwood was in there for Manchester United, and the ball, fortunately for Newcastle, fell free and was cleared. Saint-Maximin now on the halfway line. Fred plays it into the Newcastle man, and it's out for a throw.
He's had to go up a couple of times very quickly, hasn't he, Dubravka? Lovely little scoop there. The ball's not chipped, because if it's chipped it'll go straight through the keeper. I think he scooped it over the top of the wall there. It's a work move, something I was going to say they've done in training. Well, they've probably obviously done it over Zoom because they've not been training.
Yeah, that's football in the pandemic.
Yes.
Newcastle 1, Manchester United 0. Bruno Fernandes, here's a high one from him. Lascelles on the stretch, heads it out, but heads it straight to Dalot. Joe Linton was in there though to put in the challenge. Lascelles says, "Come on, come back, give us some support," to the rest of the Newcastle players. Half-time approaching. Manchester United still 1-0 down. Dalot crossing from near the right corner of the box. It hits Joe Linton on the side of the head. Down he goes for the third time in the match, and because he was struck on the side of the head, the referee stops play.
He's been in wars, hasn't he? It's one of those, again, he'll get up, no doubt, and have a dig at it. A real fear, if Manchester United were on their best game just now, there are so many spaces and so many gaps in that Newcastle back line. And time and again you think there's a ball chipped over the top. They're not lightning quick, the two centre-backs, are they? And you think, well, that's on there. If you've got De Bruyne or something like that playing that ball in there, it'll be played. But at the moment, Bruno Fernandes isn't able to do it.
Joe Linton's still on the ground, still receiving treatment. Scott McTominay has just run over and had a little chat with referee Pawson. So we've got a delay here. Joe Linton just getting up, rubbing the left side of his head. Half-time approaching. Our plan at half-time, incidentally, last I heard, was to speak to our cricket correspondent Jonathan Agnew, who is in Melbourne. And I'm just told that is still the plan, but as we know, I mean, everything, doesn't matter what sport you're talking about, is subject to change, and clearly they've been having problems. I know that all of the players involved in the test match have been taking tests, so we'll see what Jonathan has to say ahead of the start of the third day. Test match special on air at 11 o'clock tonight, so I'll be listening to that on the way back. It could be the day that Australia retain the Ashes if things continue as they have been. Joe Linton's okay. McTominay plays it through. Bruno Fernandes in with a chance. Saved by Dubravka in any case, who went down to his right, but the offside flag was up against Bruno Fernandes, who's saying he was being pushed, but it doesn't matter, the offside flag's up, as Fabian Schär is pointing out to him.
Yeah, just exactly what I was talking about just a minute before there. And by the way, I don't think he was offside. I think the assistant referee's got that one wrong, but there is a gap behind there, and if the ball's played right, and the quality of players that Manchester United have got, you've got the feeling at some point they're going to get through. Just having a look at it again here. Yes, it wasn't actually who I thought it was offside. It was coming back from, it was Ronaldo's coming back from the play. So well done, good decision, assistant referee.
Yes,
we're allowed to see
an early flag as well. It was. I was like you. I was thinking, well, if there's Bruno Fernandes, that was a tight one for an early flag, but it wasn't. It was a very clear one from Ronaldo.
Well, apart from anything else, he wasn't offside.
Yeah,
Ronaldo was.
Fred concedes a throw on the far side. More jeers from the Newcastle United supporters. St James's Park tonight, even in this season that Newcastle are having, is proving a difficult place for Manchester United. And the home side are 1-0 up. And Bruno Fernandes is tripped, and it's a free kick near the edge of his own penalty area. There's a little bit of tetchiness as well from Manchester United. They feel that decisions have gone against them. Cristiano Ronaldo early on, but they've given it away against centre field. Well, lovely from Wilson, who's gone down as he turned away from Greenwood. It's obviously caught by Greenwood, and it is a free kick.
It's one of those, certain ways certain players go down, you don't like it. I really didn't like the way he went down there. It was he twisted his ankle to me when he went down. I think that happened actually after the kick. It's just when they go down in a certain way, I don't like the way they react. And I'm not surprised that the assistant, the physio is running on now. Just horrible the way he went down. I actually think he's done his own ankle. Yeah, he's overdone his own ankle.
Yeah, it was a rather ungainly fall, wasn't it? It sort of peeled and twisted away from Greenwood.
When you're falling that way before yourself, you know the feeling. Your whole leg gives away, and there's a huge amount of pain that he's suffering there. I think it's a case, it's one of those ones where he's got 4 minutes to put up with. He would rather make sure he was okay, got to half time and find out if he's okay when he gets in the dressing room. So, didn't look good though, did it?
No, it did not. So Wilson, I mean, this is so worrying for Newcastle. Eddie Howe needs all hands on deck, and one of the most important players for them. If they're going to get out of this position, they've got 10 points, and tonight they'll have reached halfway through their Premier League season. They have to have Callum Wilson.
They do, and I mean, he's certainly done some damage to his ligament there in his ankle. Sometimes those ones can be incredibly painful for a very short period of time, and you can run them off, and then you'll feel it the next day. But it's a real question whether he can run that one off. We shall see. It's not one of those ones where he's going to get up and suddenly be 100% fit.
Well, he's up, he's on his feet, just leaning forward, he's limping, he's going to have to leave the field on the far side. That missile, I don't know whether this has just drifted in from the North Sea, but it's It's got a touch of the coastal mizzle about it.
It's been here all day, John.
It has.
Here all day.
I think it's been around the country all week. And Wilson just walking rather gingerly off the field on the far side. Free kick. Wilson coming back on for the final minutes of this first half. 4 minutes of added time. St Maximin down in the Manchester United right back area. It's all flicks and tricks from St Maximin, and he's found Joe Linton, and Joe Linton nutmegs Rashford, and Joe Linton plays it to St Maximin in the box, who shoots, but it's blocked by Fred, who put a foot in the way of the shot, and Greenwood can't keep it in, just down to our left, throwing Newcastle.
He's just had two of the best pieces of play I've seen in his Newcastle career there within a minute. Ball was played to the back post, well outside the area, he caught at his chest fabulously, kept it in play, held it up, then when he got the ball back seconds later, an absolutely fantastic nutmeg down the line.
Take it all back, Pat.
Yeah, I know. I mean, to be hey, when someone does it right, you let people know he's been watching St Maximin with that sort of skill.
I'm afraid Callum Wilson is not right, and he's pulled down his left sock, and I think his match is going to be over. He can hardly walk. He's going to have to leave the field. That is such a big blow for Newcastle. As Pat says, if it's some sort of ligament problem, I mean that's weeks.
They're basically telling him to try and stay on, but he kind of movements is negligible at the moment. There's no way he can run at all.
Rashford does well to keep the ball in from a big crossfield pass. Heads it infield. Dalot back to Maguire. Newcastle are leading by 1-0. This is Newcastle, who've kept only 2 clean sheets all season, both against Burnley. But Manchester United really have barely had a clear chance.
Well, they've had chances to have a chance, if you know what I mean, but the final ball hasn't been good enough. I'd say one decent chance, from the free kick that was flicked over the top, but as you say that ball almost sums it up, doesn't it? What we're trying to explain. Overhit, there is a gap in behind. It needs a real quality ball for players running onto it, and to be honest, the space is there, the angle's there, the passing hasn't been up to it.
So Bruno Fernandes overhits that one. So they've had chances to have chances. That's a little bit like when the diplomats and the politicians talks about talks.
Or known unknowns. Let's not go there.
Yes. Goal kick then. Dubravka in front of the Gallagate end. Callum Wilson still hobbling around just down to our left.
He's looking over at Eddie Howe saying, how long is there? How long can I run about for? Is it worth staying on? I mean, he can't really even he shouldn't chase this ball.
No, he hasn't. He allows Varane to head it forward. He will not be coming out for the second half unless they can work wonders. Telles over on the left hand side. Telles to the halfway line, infield towards Fred. Newcastle 1, Manchester United 0. McTominay now through the middle. Greenwood turns it. Telles allows it to run, and then Bruno Fernandes is challenged by Fraser. And Callum Wilson here has sat down inside the Newcastle half. Ball's out of play for a throw into Manchester United, and the referee's now spotted that Callum Wilson has sat down.
And he's not acting. He's not. What he has to try to do is, kill the momentum of that move for a moment, so he can come over and have a discussion with Eddie Howe. He needs to have that discussion because they've been trying to talk to each other for the last 2 or 3 minutes, and he's saying, should I stay on? Should I last this last minute or two? And I think he's trying to say he's nowhere near it. Well, he doesn't look anywhere near it, but no. He doesn't want to go off. He's been in such good form. He's had a very, very good game. He's made it so difficult for Varane and Maguire, but his race is run. Yeah, they're going to make the change. It's actually Murphy who's coming on, Jacob Murphy, who, as we know, is versatile, can play in a number of different positions. But there's a little sort of, it's almost concerned applause from the Newcastle supporters who do not like the look of this. Callum Wilson is off then, and Jacob Murphy comes on, so there'll have to be a Newcastle rejig. It's one of those ones where, if he kept on going there and ended up getting a tackle, he could do some massive damage to that ankle. Yeah, Newcastle, who, like everyone else, everyone who's able to play, will play again on Thursday against Everton. Manchester United fire the ball down the left-hand side, and there's a right tussle going on there. Fraser and Alex Telles, the throw-in is taken, but the referee says no, that's it, that's the end of the first half. Manchester United, there's frustration about their body language here.
they feel that decisions have not gone their way. Alex Telles is complaining to referee Pawson now. The Manchester United players running off. Cristiano Ronaldo's got that look on his face like the proverbial bulldog chewing a wasp. He's shaking his head. And there are some stern faces from Manchester United's players as they disappear from our view under the perspex.
Well, they can complain as long as they like, but the problems are their own making for the vast majority. They haven't played particularly well. They haven't created enough. If Bruno was having a right dig at the referee there, it was wrong to have a dig. The referee got, and the assistant referee got that right. And I think Newcastle can be totally delighted with the way they played this game. In particular, Saint-Maximin. It's an absolute cracker of a goal. You know, at the end of every season that he's playing in England, he'll almost certainly be in the goal of the season argument. And once again, this is one of his absolute stonkers.
Yeah, so a brilliant goal from him in the FA Cup at Oxford. I can't remember if that was last season or the season before. But there we are, and Manchester United, you know, it was their own shortcomings that Newcastle took advantage of in the build-up to that. Varane caught out on that occasion, and the finish, De Gea couldn't get near it. That was in the 7th minute, and at half-time it is Newcastle United 1, Manchester United 0. We've got a very interesting and competitive sporting contest here at St James's Park tonight, where it is 1-0 to Newcastle as the second half is being prepared and Manchester United are actually making a double change at the start of the second half. We could clearly see that Sancho was coming on to take the place of Greenwood, but Edinson Cavani is on as well, so Fred is off. So this is quite the reshuffle from Manchester United and from Ralph Rangnick as the second half begins. As I say, Newcastle 1-0 up, that Alain Saint-Maximin goal in the 7th minute, but it's been an off-colour performance from Ralph Rangnick's Manchester United. He had lots of instructions and words of encouragement for Jadon Sancho before sending him on, but a double change, Pat Nevin.
Well, they had to do something. It just wasn't good enough, was it, in that first half? I think Cavani could make a big difference to Manchester United. His work rate is fantastic, you know, his movement is brilliant as well. He's playing upside, you know, up there alongside Ronaldo. And on the left-hand side, you've got Rashford and you'll have Sancho. I'll tell you what, this is seriously attack-minded Manchester United.
Isn't it just? And Newcastle are going to have a real test here if this Manchester United line-up can click. But they created next to nothing in the first half. Here's McTominay playing it through to the edge of the area. Sancho is there. McTominay too, but a black and white wall. And it's played forward for Alain Saint-Maximin. It's Saint-Maximin against Varane and Maguire. Still going, Saint-Maximin into the penalty area. Bruno Fernandes, as he cuts back, arrives on the scene. And he wins the ball back from Saint-Maximin. But that's a poor ball forward from Bruno Fernandes as Newcastle attack towards the Gallagate end in this second half. Longstaff's low ball into the edge of the penalty area. Varane comes across, takes charge and lifts it high, and it bounces out of play just down to our right.
He does look dangerous, Saint-Maximin. The problem is he looks as if he's going to be left on his own up there quite a bit, and even though he's got two players to beat, he feels as if he can beat them, but he's no one else to drag defenders away from him, and that's why he ran out of traffic. But ultra positive from Manchester United. This is, as I say, very old school Man United. Attack, attack, attack. Well, that's what they're going to try and do, and they're just going to leave McTominay to do that job that, well, Fred and McTominay couldn't do.
Newcastle low coming forward. Kraft with the cross. Saint-Maximin is there. Oh, he couldn't finish, and De Gea was able to get down and get a hand to it. I mean, he was 2-3 yards out. He got contact on it, but it hit him as much as anything. The ball dropped down and De Gea flopped to the ground and pushed it away.
It sounds like a terrible miss because he's absolutely lashed it in. He's right in front of the goals. He's 3 yards out. There is no goalkeeper between him and the goal. But because of the pace of the ball, he cannot get it on target. He's just trying to redirect it. What a difference that may make to this game.
I have a feeling, Pat, we will be talking about that later. Bruno Fernandes now playing the ball through the middle to Sancho. Newcastle clear. Murphy came on for Newcastle at the end of the first half, by the way. He's playing out on the left-hand side. Jacob Murphy. I'll run you through the teams in full again in a moment or two, but there's been a bit of a rejig for Manchester United, certainly. Ronaldo playing it to the far side, to their right. Dalot is there, Bruno Fernandes as well. Bruno Fernandes comes infield, plays it square. But Newcastle supporters, some of them still coming back to their seats. they are thinking, what might have been if Alan St. Maximin had been able to convert that in the 6-yard box.
Phenomenal chance. I mean, I do feel sorry for him. It's a bad miss, but if it had been played at any normal pace, but it was lashed at him and he just couldn't redirect it.
Manchester United, Bruno Fernandes swings it in to the back post. A stretch, not a clearance by Kraft. Cavani was there. He passes it back to Alex Telles, and then Rashford has come short on the Manchester United left. Back to Maguire near the halfway line. Manchester United, red shirts, white shorts, white socks. Rashford now, he's going to have a goal from distance, and that is pushed up and over the top. It was more or less straight at him, but it was dipping, it was swerving. We were pretty much behind the line of the shot, and Dubravka couldn't take any chances.
It is straight down his throat, but it's definitely worth it, as you say. The dip was incredible, the pace, plenty on it. It was good 35 yards out, but the keeper's done everything he should have done there. Put it over the top, but Manchester United look different. Pace is totally different in the second half here.
Yeah, they had to improve. Tell us then with the corner, it's a deep one to the back post, it's half headed away, double deflection. Maguire got there first outside the box, plays it back. Now it's lifted in by Dalot, and Fraser's going to allow that to go, and it rolls out of play, and it's a throw into Newcastle inside their own half. 5 Live, BBC Sounds, live from St James's Park on a dampish night, and Newcastle lead by 1-0 in front of 52,178 people.
Yeah, and it sounds like it a bit more as well. At the moment, just looking at the way it's playing, we said just before half time, so Maximin going up front, yeah, he's going to be dangerous up front, and he almost scored that goal already, and he will keep on running. But I don't know if you get the very best out of him in that position. It must have been a temptation, you may be able to bring someone like Gale or whatever on and leave St Maximin coming from that deep area to cause problems from there.
Manchester United in possession inside the Newcastle half. Maguire rolls it square to Varane. It's Varane who was caught out by Sean Longstaff, actually, who ran through and played in St Maximin, who had a lot to do in the 7th minute, but did it with a sort of shoveling shot as he slipped on the edge of the area that flew into the top right corner. Newcastle clear. Joe Linton, but across comes McTominay, who was able to get to the ball but was caught there by Joe Linton and is sent spiralling down, and that I think has been given as a free kick. It has, for Manchester United on the right.
And then that's maybe the question you will have from Newcastle as we come in the rest of the game. Have they the energy levels to keep on going and not switch off?
They wanted to take a quick free kick, but referee Craig Pawson says nope, not ready for you yet, and so it's brought back. Free kick out towards the right, and they've moved it in field, and the crowd are onto this, and referee Pawson's reacted and said no, take it away 3 or 4 yards to the right, which they have. Bruno Fernandes is there, Telles is there as well. Telles runs up and Telles swings it into the back post, and it's headed across the edge of the 6-yard box by Maguire, but it's headed away. Now Cristiano Ronaldo tries a shot from best part of 25 yards, but it was wide, bounced wide, the volley, and it's a goal kick to Newcastle.
It didn't endanger the goalkeeper at all there, but once again Maguire, as we mentioned before, not having a great night, but he won't switch off, and it was him that got on the end of that header there, caused all sorts of confusion in Newcastle defence, and he'll be trying to drive that team on as much as they can. A decent nice start apart from that one chance that they gave up right at the start there, but United have to keep on putting the pressure on them. I say Manchester United have to do that, because if we're watching enough of Newcastle, they don't seem to be able to keep it going for 90. They do run out of gas, and I suspect the substitutions that Eddie Howe's going to have to make between now and the end of the game are going to be vital as well.
Yes, Newcastle missing players. Well, they're both missing players. Lindelof's tested positive for COVID for Manchester United. There's no Willock, Ritchie, Kieran Clark, substitute goalkeeper Darlow. That's a mixture of positive tests and injuries. Here's Rashford now on the left-hand side, skips away from Kraft with a ball that's passed forward by Ronaldo. In fact, referee's brought it back for a foul. Newcastle, by the way, their team, I'll run you through the lineups. I know I haven't done it yet because there have been this rejigging. Here's McTominay, who's playing it to Rashford. Rashford has Fraser in front of him, so Rashford goes back into the centre circle. Now Varane, awkward touch from him. Murphy was all over him, but Varane was able to recover. And now Maguire spears a pass to the right hand side to Sancho, who takes it down beautifully. Now crosses but overhits it badly by a distance, significantly. There were players in the middle, Cavani and Ronaldo, and and Ronaldo's turned to the crowd. I think he was asking for the ball back, but the ball wasn't actually in that section of the crowd.
Yeah.
Or has something been said?
I think Ronaldo just needs to nail the ball. Newcastle fans are going to give him the bird, and he just wants to get things moving as quickly as possible. And down at the corner there, one of his substitutes helping him.
Or was he complaining that the crowd had thrown the ball away?
Well, the thing, it's secondary anyway. What is more important is Sancho gets the ball on the right hand side there. That was a terrible cross, wasn't it? When you think about Sancho and the quality he's got, look, we'll give him an excuse. He's just new on, probably just a little bit cold at the moment.
Cavani playing the ball across Fraser's into that. The hope he almost before Tellers could get there. Tellers is suggesting that he took a knock from Fraser. Maguire's gone back to De Gea. The crowd expectation increases. You can hear it. It's played out by De Gea. Varane could be in trouble here. St. Maximin's all over the back of him, and Varane plays it out off St. Maximin for a throw. And listen to that noise. Listen to that for St. Maximin closing down Varane.
What it is the fans basically starting it. It's supposed to be a centre ball, it's supposed to start it. It's actually the fans who are basically saying, look, they're going to give us the ball back. They said it in the first half. They were giving it to Maguire at the start when he was on the ball, not comfortable on it. Varane, he's supposed to be, and he was the original Rolls Royce centre back, wasn't he? He looks like nervous as a kitten on the ball there.
Kraft for Newcastle plays it across. Was actually slightly behind Longstaff, so McTominay and Bruno Fernandes were able to get it away. Then sharing with a challenge on Marcus Rashford. Bruno Fernandes now inside his own half. That's a long pass from him to Rashford, to Sancho, who again takes that down brilliantly into the penalty area, pulls it across. Cavani hits his shot. A real bobbler on the right foot in between the penalty spot and the edge of the area, and it was well wide.
Well, he's not caught it well, but the move there was much, much better for United. Lovely raking ball, as you say, to the right hand side. Sancho does the right thing, doesn't panic this time. He slows himself down and passes it to Cavani, who's pulled out, like a good striker does. There's no space between the goalkeeper and the centre back, so he pulls out. So unlike Cavani, he usually gets them on target, but that was a much better move.
So Newcastle, this is their team. Dubravka in goal, Kraft, Schär, Lascelles and Manquillo. And then in midfield, Longstaff, Shelby and Joe Linton, but Murphy on the left, Fraser on the right. It's essentially 4-5-1 with St. Maximin up front after Callum Wilson went off with, it was probably an ankle problem.
Yeah, I think he's probably done his ankle ligament. So there's a possibility it could be calf, but he bent his leg when he tried to turn. It wasn't a foul on him. He'd been fouled just before it, but that wasn't the problem.
Maguire for Manchester United. Oh, that's poor from Maguire. He's passed that way beyond anyone else in a red shirt. It just runs away harmlessly for Newcastle, out of play for a throw next to the corner flag.
You can't believe how bad that is. I mean, that is really awful. I mean, that's somebody who's completely lacking in confidence there. I actually can't tell you who was trying to pass the ball to there. I really can't. Sounds very, very harsh, but it's just the case.
Newcastle 1, Manchester United 0. That's Pat Nevin. This is 5 Live. Murphy gets a touch. Murphy putting pressure on Maguire. Maguire did get there first, played it back to De Gea, and now Alex Telles skips away from Fraser, and then he tried to do a Zidane turn into Longstaff, got it wrong. And then Cristiano Ronaldo bowls into Fraser, and he came in at pace. There's a yellow card out very quickly for Cristiano Ronaldo, but the bouncing ball was bouncing away from Fraser. Ronaldo arrived on the scene and really took him out as the two arrived together.
I would say minimum yellow card, absolute minimum yellow card for Cristiano Ronaldo. I wouldn't be surprised if he looked at that again. Cristiano's saying that he's not hurt him. He was utterly out of control there. He got nowhere near the ball, and he wiped him out. He's going to be okay, he's going to get up. But it's being, when other players do that, I think they get treated much, much worse than that. To be honest, I think he's unbelievably unlucky just to get a yellow for that.
Well, he's coming at pace and he swung a leg nowhere near the ball and has caught Fraser on the side. Maybe his
Fraser's lucky there. I think he's very lucky indeed there that his foot wasn't planted. And I tell you what, Ronaldo's a bit lucky as well, because he didn't catch Fraser completely clean.
It was a glancing blow, wasn't it?
Had he caught him clean, he'd have been sitting in the dressing room by now.
Newcastle 1, Manchester United 0. Yellow card for Cristiano Ronaldo. Free kick for Newcastle. Shelby takes it down the right. Cross from Fraser, he's got that all wrong. And that's drifted behind for a goal kick. And Manchester United, now this is how they're lining up in the second half. De Gea in goal. So it's the back four of Dalot, Varane, Maguire and Telles. But then Scott McTominay in the middle. Bruno Fernandes pushing forward from a central area. Rashford on the left. Sancho on the right. And Cavani and Ronaldo through the middle.
Well, Eddie Howe, he's actually just kept with a back four. And he's basically playing against four up top. That's brave. That's very brave. But he's trying to stare out Ranić, who's saying, I want you to bring another centre back on, I want you to go to back five, so you cede the position.
Bruno Fernandes, long pass downfield, but Rashford won't reach that. And Dubravka has got it safely at his feet. So 1-0 Newcastle lead. Cavani, incidentally, this is his first appearance in 9 matches. He's not been involved in the last 8. He's another one who's had injury problems. And he's barely played this season, Cavani. It's only his 9th in all competitions, 9th appearance. Dubravka clears from the ground. And then St. Maximin, who had that big chance early in the second half, if you've just switched on to make it 2-0, but St. Maximin now slips as he takes the ball into the full-back position, and that meant that Dalot could come in and knock it out for a throw.
I mean, his work rate's been fantastic. It's great what he's tried to do in the second half, St. Maximin, but he's getting the ball when he's back to goal. So by the time he gets under goal, turns round and then starts running towards players, there's 4 or 5 red shirts in front of him, and that makes it hard for him to break the lines.
Alain St. Maximin, the Gallagate end is singing. Such a favourite here. Manchester United clear. Lascelles heads it forward. Varane heads it back to the halfway line. Ronaldo is beaten to it by Joe Linton. And now Lascelles rather daintily plays the ball to the left hand side. Murphy back to Joe Linton again, who turns away from Cavani. And then throwing is won by, well, I thought it had been won for Newcastle by Murphy off Sancho. It's been given the other way. Manchester United with a throw. Here's Cavani. Long glistening black hair flying as he goes into the challenge. Newcastle man goes down. Manchester United with Maguire. That's a better pass from Maguire. Low to Rashford on the left hand side. Rashford against Fraser. Takes it down into the full-back position. Oh, that's horrible from Rashford. Slices it straight behind for a goal kick. It's catching.
Sometimes you watch some players doing some things in this game. If you've seen a bunch of under-11s doing it, you'd be surprised. That was beyond dreadful, wasn't it? Because he tried to put it across him with his left foot. He's almost completely missed the ball. It's not as if it was going fast or bobbling. It was just a complete and utter shank miss hit. When you add that to Ronaldo's shank miss hit in the first half, the couple of balls from the back, particularly from Harry Maguire, which have been to absolutely nobody, they have been some of the most ridiculous mistakes you'll ever see at this level, have been shown in this game by players in red.
Darren Fletcher is the Manchester United man who comes to the edge of the coaching area, just down to our left, and you could hear him shouting some instruction out there. Newcastle 1, Manchester United 0. But if this was an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer Manchester United team performance, I know what the reaction would be.
Well, I know the reaction would be way up to our left. They'd be absolutely fuming just now. I mean, just a lack of confidence that there is for all the players. Yeah, as you say, it is catching, but we'll keep on going, and I still think we'll get chances before the end of this game, Manchester United.
Well, with Cavani and Ronaldo and Rashford and Sancho and Bruno Fernandes, you would have to think so, but still, there's over an hour played of this match, and really Manchester United, in terms of clear chances,
I give Cavani a clear chance, maybe. The one that was cut back to him at the start of the second half, and then there was one in the first half of the little dink over the top, which Ronaldo almost got to. Apart from that, not much.
Manchester United with it on the right hand side. Dalot with a cross into the box. That's a stretch and a clear by Newcastle. It's only half cleared. It bounced off Murphy. That was a mistake. Bruno Fernandes, he chips it in. That's headed away by Cher. Thought he might have let that go, but he cleared it. And now Shelby finds Joe Linton, and Joe Linton running free and through the middle for Newcastle, and plays it to the right to Fraser, and Fraser on the right foot shoots, and it's saved by De Gea. It was close to him, and then Fraser challenged by Bruno Fernandes. He's gone down. They're howling for a penalty, Nothing doing from referee Pawson. I think he's got that right. Manchester United break forward. Rashford skips away from Shelby. Still going Rashford, running from left to right. He's 23 yards out. He's into the penalty area and he shoots into Lascelles, and the ball bounces away and out for a throw for Manchester United near the corner flag.
I wonder if the referee's going to have a word with Shelby. He's just had a word with him there. He tried to take Rashford out, couldn't actually get near him, didn't manage to do that there. But you think of the best two chances of the second half, they have been Newcastle, haven't they? And it's a little bit of a shame then. When he gets the ball on the right hand side there, Fraser, he's got to go back post, doesn't he? He's got to go for the back post there.
1-0 Newcastle United. 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Listen to the live radio on BBC Sounds. Here's Sancho moving infield, then back towards Telles. A rank of black and white shirts in front of Manchester United, attacking towards the Leazes end with their supporters up in the top tier on high. Bruno Fernandes down the right. Joe Linton puts in the challenge. Again, Manchester United feeling that might have been a free kick. Then Joe Linton, that's given us a free kick to Newcastle for Dallow's challenge on the big Brazilian.
What about the reaction of the fans to Joe Linton? It's been brilliant. He's done a couple of things at the end of the first half there. I keep on saying his work rate is never ever in question. And remember that chance that was made there for Fraser, that was Joe Linton breaking from really deep in his own half. And the same, his best position is deep midfield, running and attacking from there. That's when he looks absolutely at his best. There's been a couple of occasions in this game that he has looked very, very special doing that. And today, I think this is the best I've seen him playing in Newcastle shirt.
Yeah, and this is him in this newish position of left central midfield.
And to be honest, it's his best. I mean, the times that I've seen him before play, before he came to Newcastle, that was his position. And he looked so dangerous because he was always hammering from that area because he's got lots of power and he's got lots of pace.
Newcastle United 1, Manchester United 0. St Maximin is off and running again, and he's turned infield past Varane and he shoots low, and De Gea had to go down and make that save, pushed it across the box. It's been charged back into the penalty area by Fraser as Telles cleared, and De Gea has come across and punched it away in front of Fraser, and I think the Newcastle man's going to be yellow carded for his challenge on the Manchester United goalkeeper.
That's a little bit harsh there. Is it him or was it Bruno that got the yellow card? I'll just keep an eye on that. I think Bruno Fernandes said something to the referee there. We'll see.
We'll check on that. Rashford then gets his shirt pulled as he tried to break away, and that'll be a yellow card. Yellow card for Kraft. There's no doubt about that one. But as for the earlier one, you think that might have been a Manchester United
we'll
yellow?
Keep an eye on that because he was right beside Bruno Fernandes when he showed the yellow. It's as if Fernandes was demanding a yellow card.
Yeah, we'll see if
maybe got it.
We'll see if we can check that. This ball's played forward towards Fraser, halfway inside his own half. Still just the one goal in this match, remarkably. St Maximin now to Joe Linton. Joe Linton's away from Sancho. There's space on the left-hand side. There's two of them there for Newcastle. Murphy, and then Manquillo joining in as well from his left back position. Back to Murphy again. He's going to try a shot across the face of goal, and that's gone a long way and beyond the far post, and St Maximin was not far away from it in the 6-yard box at the back post.
I'm not convinced De Gea knew what was going on there. The ball zipped across there. It looked as if it might creep into the back post. I think De Gea was expecting the ball to be cleared by, I think it was Varane there at the back post. De Gea knew nothing about that. Had that crept into the back post, he wasn't even going for it. Again, a real half chance there. We'll try and find out who got that yellow card. I mean, certainly the referee wasn't clear about it when he did it.
Raining just a little harder now. Under the lights here. Longstaff gets the ball down and plays it to the right-hand side. St Maximin is there. Maguire puts in the challenge. He missed the ball. It was played past him by St Maximin. Maguire slid in. It's a free kick to Newcastle on the right. And Jamal Lascelles, the Newcastle captain, has run up to the referee. He's already got his yellow card out for Harry Maguire. Mistimed challenge by the captain. Free kick, yellow card.
And indeed not the first one in this game. When he's taken out wide, he just looks completely out of it. Do you know what's the strange thing though? If there was a yellow card in Fraser for what he did with the goalkeeper, what was just done to him was 10 times worse.
And Ronaldo is in discussions with the referee, Jamal Lascelles as well. Ronaldo's still complaining, I think, about an earlier decision or decisions, And Cavani as well has joined in. There's a Newcastle man down on the halfway line. I think it is.
That's Fraser. No, he's wiped out. He was utterly wiped out there. And I have to say, I would have been getting my yellow card out there if I was a referee. He didn't even give a free kick, did he?
Pat, you're right, it was a yellow for Bruno Fernandes.
I thought that. Fernandes came straight over to him and had a real dig at him. And that was straight through the back there. I think it was a Tellez maybe came straight through the back of Fraser there. Didn't get much of the ball and just took him completely out. Of course, Fraser, with his back to the ball, can't see him coming, so he can't protect himself.
That yellow card for Bruno Fernandes, by the way, means he is going to be suspended for the game on Thursday against Burnley at Old Trafford. One of the players who were on just one away from their 5th yellow card of the season coming into this match.
By the way, the reason why I'm upset for Fraser, because it happened to me so often in my career, when someone just wipes you out, you can't see it, and they know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah. That's you, Pat, standing up for the little guys. Yeah. Shelby with this free kick for Newcastle to the back post. There's a Newcastle man gone down in the box. It was headed away by Cavani. Ball still bouncing in the Manchester United area. Lascelles heads it across the box, but Cavani was underneath it to clear it downfield. 20 minutes to go. Still just the one goal in this match. Manchester United winning a free kick. Varane, just a high foot from Joe Linton, who just...
Oh, nonsense.
Oh, it's a yellow card for Joe Linton.
Joe Linton pulled out of that. He went to go with his foot and then he pulled it away and didn't make the challenge. And the referee's getting a wee bit card happy at the moment.
1-0 Newcastle. If you weren't listening earlier, just remember, this is the Newcastle team that has conceded more goals than any other team in the Premier League this season. 41 goals conceded.
Dare I say, John, they haven't made their mistake yet, which is what tends to happen in Newcastle. They're really daft one, like a penalty, or go down to 10 men, or just completely switch off. So far, that hasn't happened yet.
You said that like the war campaigner in the bunker in Whitehall. Here's Bruno Fernandes, plays it down the right. And now the cross from Dalot. Cavani with a shot, come back to him, shoots again, it's deflected in. And Manchester United equalise, and it's Cavani who runs away, punching the air. He got a second go at it, and the second time he found the net. And it's Newcastle 1, Manchester United 1.
Well, the similarity to the chance that Cavani got before, giving them fair warning there, down the right-hand side. He doesn't go in, he just peels himself out there, and he waits for the ball to come back. Doesn't score first time, but you're right. He flicks it in, chances happen there, and you kind of got the feeling that would happen eventually for Manchester United. So many good followers on here, and that is a real blow to Newcastle, considering they've had 2 great chances second half.
So the goal has finally come for Manchester United. It's Dalot's ball in from the right. The initial shot from Cavani was blocked. There were at least 2 Newcastle men on the edge of the 6-yard box, but it bounced very kindly straight back to Cavani, who shot into the bottom corner. Here's a Saint-Maximin running at the Manchester United defence onto his left foot, shooting, and it's saved down to his left by De Gea. He is causing them all sorts of difficulties. He turned away from Maguire onto his left foot on the edge of the area, just couldn't find the finish.
He is one-man forward line, isn't he? Just a one-man forward line. He gets the ball, he's got 3, then he thinks, oh, there's only 3 of them, that'll do. He managed to get a shot away yet again. I mean, he's got so much energy that he's lasted 70 odd minutes just now. He usually blows up a bit earlier than now, but he's kept on going. His fitness must have been growing.
1-1 then, 1-1 the score. There is a silence now around the home sections of St James's Park. Behind us, to our right, far side, the lower section of the Leazes. It's the Manchester United fans that you can hear, thousands of them up on high, and they'll have been frustrated by this performance, no question. But Cavani, brought on by Ralph Rangnick, it's his first appearance under the new interim manager, and he scores his 2nd goal of the season. And when someone like that, the great Uruguayan, is in that sort of position, very often it does end up in the back of the opposition net.
And sometimes you put so many attack-minded players that they get inside each other's spaces, but they've kept it very, very wide. They've made sure that the 2 fullbacks have played really, really high. They've managed to get overloads time and again.
Manchester United play it long and forward. Bruno Fernandes heads it across. Cavani couldn't get to this one, and Tellez can't keep it in play. It's out of play. for a throw that is given Newcastle's way, and Miguel Almiron is going to come on next for Newcastle. Was left out of the starting lineup for this one, and Eddie Howe just standing with his arm around him. It's
just what they needed, somebody, he's done a good job, Saint-Maximin, for holding the ball up. He's done a really decent job, but he needs a little bit of help up around him, now and again. I mean, his teammates have worked very, very hard in this game, but right at this point in time, it's getting harder and harder and harder for Newcastle to try and close down all those spaces, especially with the quality of forwards. They just need the odd chance. There will be more chances for Man United between now and the end of the game.
They're not making the change yet. Newcastle have taken the throw. Joe Linton centrally held off McTominay, and then Newcastle played out towards the left-hand side. And Manquillo goes back to Lascelles. Lascelles passes it back to Dubravka. Cavani bearing down on the Newcastle goalkeeper, who hits it long to the halfway line, where Murphy got his chest to it, and it bounces out of play for a throw-in for Newcastle.
He's taken a lot of time over making this change. He was waiting, and I noticed that obviously Fraser got a couple of hits, particularly that one near the end. He's got very, very hard tonight, Fraser, and he's really, really pushed it tonight. He's been a danger on the right-hand side, and maybe he'll think that opportunity he had, he was laid in. He's had it straight, from an angle, it has to be said to De Gea. He's got to head towards the back post there, low with power. The keeper saves it, the players running in it could maybe have got the rebound.
So applause for Ryan Fraser as he leaves the pitch, and Miguel Almiron, the popular Paraguayan, is onto the field, and he is playing where Fraser was, on the right-hand side. Almiron, incidentally, has not scored in 29 appearances for Newcastle. Remember when he was waiting such a long time, he was the record signing for his first goal. Here's Rashford playing it through. Tellez, low ball across the 6-yard box. Cavani is there, but couldn't get the shot cleanly on goal. He sort of sliced it. The goalkeeper went for it, didn't get there, and the ball bounced up and was cleared by Lascelles.
Well, Almiron comes on, and his first job is to make sure that the fullback he's up against doesn't do him, and he gets done within seconds, and it almost leads to a goal.
So Newcastle escape this time, and Manchester United have got their goal, and you can hear the Manchester United fans out singing the Newcastle fans for the first time during this match since that goal was scored. And now Nemanja Matic is stepping forward. That's going to be the third and final change, and I can see Scott McTominay's number up, so that's going to be a straight swap. Matic for McTominay. 15 minutes to go. Here's Maguire in the centre circle. Maguire lifts a high pass to the left to Tellez, swings it across, hits Kraft, bounces down, and is cleared by Almiron, who did his job this time. Back to Maguire again for Manchester United. Knocks it across to Dalot, still in the centre circle, Manchester United. And then Maguire, Newcastle, with Saint-Maximin and Murphy putting pressure on the two Manchester United central defenders. McTominay now to the bearded Bruno Fernandes, square from him to Tellez, but this is all a little slow, this build-up, a little ponderous from Manchester United. Ralph Rangnick appears down there. His glasses will be spotted with rain on this night of fine drizzle.
I'm just watching the Man United technical team beside us, and I'll tell you in a moment what they're trying to get done.
Newcastle clearing the ball in their own right back area. Kraft, and now Longstaff's crossfield pass. Murphy takes that down, keeps it in play. He's got Dalot to take on now. Murphy still going. Newcastle with men in the middle. Murphy takes on Dalot, beats him, crosses, but it's caught by De Gea at the near post.
Yeah, good pace there. But he's gone down that side. Well, stop for a moment.
A long one forward for Manchester United, but Kraft is able to get his head to it. And then Almiron gets there ahead of Cavani. And I think Kraft possibly struggling with a little bit of cramp. He's getting to his feet though. Saint-Maximin passes the ball beyond Longstaff and out of play, and McTominay has actually collapsed down to the ground.
I think there's quite a few players that would like a wee rest out there just now.
Yeah.
They're falling like flies at the moment. You're absolutely right. Kraft there, he's suffering a little bit, and it's definitely cramp that he's got just now. McTominay's gone down. He certainly will be coming off. He was coming off anyway. But just for a moment there, the chance that Manchester United was scored from, and also the one just before that, it was the same ball time and again. It's over the left back sort of area that Newcastle are leaving themselves really, really wide open. And the Manchester United technical staff is saying, play that ball again. Every time you play it, they're in trouble. And I suspect they will get that message across there, because time and again, especially from the left back area, when they go and try and overlap Newcastle, they'll leave a massive gap there.
So it is Newcastle United 1, Manchester United 1. And we are into really the closing stages now, just over 10 minutes to go. 5 Live Sport on air tonight till 10:30. Test match special will be on air at 11 o'clock tonight. We've already heard from Jonathan Agnew, so you'll be able to listen to that all the way through the night. If you prefer 5 Live Breakfast, we'll have all the news in the morning. Rashford playing the ball through to Sancho, but he overhits the ball through the inside left position, was looking for the run of Alex Telles, but Sancho overhit it, and it's through for a goal kick.
And again, he's created one very good chance in the game already, but in that final ball, we know he's much, much better than that. That wasn't even close to being the through ball that it should have been there. But at the moment, you say there's only 10 or so minutes, maybe 11, 12 minutes plus injury time to go. That's a very long timer if you're a Newcastle fan right now, and probably an even longer timer if you're a Newcastle player.
It is 1-1, 10 minutes, just over 10 minutes to play. There is a 6:06 on air tomorrow afternoon with Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton, by the way, from 3 until 5 o'clock, so join in on that on 5 Live. Rashford playing the ball forward towards Ronaldo. Ronaldo now running at the Newcastle defence. Rashford makes a run to the right. He turns it back across the area, but he turned it into the path of Kraft, who was able to lift it away out of play for a throw down the right-hand side. Manchester United urgency now, take the throw in quickly. It comes back to Matic, newly onto the field. Varane is out there on the right-hand side, his first winter in English football. Varane playing it back to Bruno Fernandes, who knows the scene very well now. Across it comes to Maguire. It's been a tough test this against this Newcastle team, struggling. Maybe they're not going to get their second win of the season tonight with the score at 1-1, but they will certainly take heart from this performance. Newcastle go to Everton on Thursday, at least that's the plan. Manchester United forced back into their own half, all the way back to Matic, who was actually the furthest outfield player closest to his own penalty area. However, Maguire now is that man. Maguire, Bruno Fernandes drops deep to receive the ball, and he's approaching the halfway line. Bruno Fernandes pass up onto the chest of Cristiano Ronaldo, passes out to the right hand side. Ronaldo back to Sancho with a low ball into the near post. Cavani with a touch but couldn't flick it goalwards. He got a touch, but it flew across the 6-yard box, and Almiron in the opposite fullback position clears it to Saint-Maximin, who couldn't get away from the 3 Manchester United men in the centre circle. Maguire, that's a good ball to Cristiano Ronaldo, edge of the area, cuts back on his right foot, now on his left. Back it goes further to Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes to Sancho, stretching forward inside the box on the right hand side, but loses out to Manquillo, and the offside flag is up against the Manchester United number 25 in any case. And Saint-Maximin is now down on the pitch in the other half, and he won't be getting up either.
Well, I'll be amazed if he carries on there, because he looked to me as if he's another one who pulled a little bit of a hamstring. He's went chasing that ball there.
Oh, again, that's trouble.
Yeah, it's just, we don't have to see their troubles today at the moment, Newcastle United. I mean, he's worked so hard, and I think Eddie Howe, if he'd have had a possibility, I thought of being able to take him off, he would have done, but it's such a big chance to take when he's the one guy that's able to hold the ball, give you a little bit of respite now and then, because he can hold it in, he'll maybe dribble into a corner, have a shot away. But he really pulled up quickly there, so he got a fright.
Well, Newcastle, Eddie Howe will be desperately hoping this is only cramp. I mean, if they lose Wilson and Saint-Maximin, despite everything, even if they get a point from this, that's a huge loss, double loss.
Well, he's not going to carry on, because there was nobody near him when it happened, so it's not a kick. It's something that's actually happened off. So when it happens like that, you generally don't carry on. So, and it's not worth taking a chance on him anyway. Definitely not worth taking a chance on him anyway, because he's so important. If it's a little tweak, we may give him a rest and get him back as soon as possible, fully fit.
Right, well, he's received treatment, the change is being made, and it is Dwight Gale who's coming on for a rare appearance for him. This is going to be his first appearance under Eddie Howe, actually. So St Maximin is off. They lost Wilson before half-time. Now they've lost their goal scorer. Should have scored 2, really.
Definitely.
For all of the great things that he's done tonight.
And that'll be in his mind, and to be honest, I would say he's been the best player on the field anyway. Certainly the most exciting player by a distance. The amount of trouble he's caused that entire Manchester United defence has been incredible. But just leave them up front on his own, chasing and chasing and chasing. He doesn't have anything other than full speed or stop. So he was going to keep on going. Just a pretty Eddie Howe's thinking, I wish I'd have put Gale up front and put him a little bit further back to run onto the ball, and he would have been chasing in that way and led to the injury.
That's Pat Nevin with us, former Scotland international. We're watching Newcastle United 1, Manchester United 1, and Newcastle with a throw-in down deep inside Manchester United territory. Throw-in taken. Joe Linton tried to turn away, but Manchester United win it back. However, that's a poor ball from Matic. Presented it to Almiron. Dwight Gale, he's not scored for over a year, Dwight Gale. Square from him, mind you, he's hardly played. Shelby's going to have a goal from distance, but easy one for De Gea to take. Skipped off the wet surface, but he caught it into his body.
Well, there's no doubt that's what Shelby was trying to do there. He was hoping to skip off the surface. Maybe Dwight Gale goes and follows it in, but De Gea followed it all the way. Absolutely certain about that, comfortable with it, but once again I think maybe a little bit of a tired shot from Shelby. And no wonder, he has put a real shift in tonight. Shelby hasn't controlled the game the way he does some other games, but he's worked really hard.
Manchester United with the ball inside their own half. I know we say it every festive period, but the way that the intensity of the games, the way that they come, the fact that it's midwinter, it asks a lot of the players, and clearly in the situation that we have at the moment, another record number of Premier League players testing positive. It was announced today, players and staff. The demands now are greater than they've ever been. Murphy with the ball on the left-hand side. Murphy, but Varane puts in the challenge. Then a second challenge into Manquillo. Comes out for Manchester United. Sancho, a little touch from Rashford. That was blocked. Rashford gets another chance. Sancho's pass short for Ronaldo. And Ronaldo could have been through if Sancho had been able to find the pass, but Newcastle have it. Almiron then overhits it down the right, and it's out for a throw.
It's again with Jadon Sancho there. That's not a difficult pass. That's not a pass that you should miss. I mean, if you're concentrating, that's an easy one. There's a player in front of you. There's plenty of space to find that ball. And again, it may well be that he's still settling into the game here in England, but he's with one good play and it's helped set up a goal. But apart from that, he's not been in great form tonight.
Still 1-1, and we are now into the last 5 minutes. It's been a very interesting match, hasn't it, with one thing and another. Dubravka clearing right-footed over the halfway line, bounces off Murphy, but Manchester United take possession. Varane playing the ball across the defence, and Telles was tripped by Almiron as he ran away with it. No, that's not given us a free kick. It's out for a throw for Newcastle.
Again, Telles was running out of gas there a little bit.
It's a risky pass from Varane, and Kraft can't keep it in.
I think Risky Paski's been unbelievably polite about it. It was absolutely awful, and he just got away with it. It's very, very strange to watch Varane, having watched him all the time with Grid, and what a classy player he looks. It just shows you when you play for certain teams, you're not put under a lot of pressure a lot of the time. You can look fantastic.
Newcastle 1, Manchester United 1. Sancho deep inside his own half, passes it forward. Dalot now taking it down the right. He's gone for an early ball across to Rashford, who helped it on with a little touch on his right instep to Cavani on the left-hand side. Now Ronaldo just outside the box near the left corner. Rashford allows it to run back to Matic. Now Ronaldo again. Ronaldo on his right foot, square, back to Bruno Fernandes. Ronaldo with a touch, back to Bruno Fernandes. His pass into the area, attempted pass blocked by Joe Linton. And then it's won back. The pass from Varane was short, and that set Murphy away. Murphy has Dwight Gale there on the left-hand side. Shelby's making a run through the middle if Gale can find him. Instead, he goes back to Longstaff. Longstaff now back to Murphy on the left-hand side. Murphy's ball across, only half cleared by Matic. Murphy shoots, it hits the post, bounces out, comes back to... Oh, what an effort from Almiron, saved. And that seemed to be heading into the top corner, but De Gea pulled out a terrific save to one-handedly put push it wide for a corner.
What a brilliant piece of action there. Phenomenal save by De Gea. Again, we're right behind it. It's curling in. It couldn't have been hit any better. It couldn't have been closer to the corner. He's got a fingertip to it. But the shot, first of all, I think it was from Murphy off the post. So unlucky there. I knew it was doing. Wow, what a finish that would have been to the game.
That could easily have hit the post and spun into the net. Instead, it came out to Almiron, who must have thought that was heading in. That curling shot to the top corner. But no, De Gea. Corner then for Newcastle. 2 minutes to go, 1-1. The corner swinging to the near post. Matic is underneath that for Manchester United. Headed back into the box. Then Cher sliding for it, tried to bicycle kick it back across the area, got it all wrong, went straight behind, goal kick Manchester United.
I didn't see that coming. The pressure that Newcastle have been under for the last 20 minutes or so, just thought they'd fall further and further back, but they've got there, they've broken into space there. Murphy did a really good job. There has been better energy levels from Newcastle this time than there had been earlier in the season, so that's maybe something that Eddie Howe's had to really work on a bit. It's having an effect negatively on them because they're getting injuries as well, but yeah, they look good at the end of this game here. Just those 2 chances, so unlucky.
Yeah, whatever happens tonight, it has been costly for Newcastle. But Sancho is dispossessed. Newcastle come forward again. Here's Almiron, little bit of space into the area. Still going Almiron, taking on Maguire. Maguire got himself in the way of Almiron. Still Newcastle turned back across. Bruno Fernandes had to be there to get there ahead of Joe Linton near the penalty spot. Puts it out for a throw.
Again, the Manchester United defence, I have no idea what system they're playing just now. It wasn't the fullbacks have just been posted missing for the past 5 minutes or so. Masses of space up behind them.
This could come for Newcastle. They're finishing well. Joe Linton with a cross, but that's nowhere near Dwight Gale. In any case, Dwight Gale with Varane and Maguire towering over him either side, and it's through for a goal kick.
Well, you would say, the second half, Manchester United have had masses of possession, and maybe most of the possession. But if you look at chances in this second half, I would almost argue that the best chances have fallen to Newcastle. There's been 3 or 4 of them where they should have, either been unlucky, brilliant saves, or a bad miss, particularly one from San Maximin.
So it is still 1-1, and we're in the 90th minute. Newcastle, agonisingly, really, as Pat Nevin says. Chance early in the first half for St Maximin. De Gea's made saves. Fraser, St Maximin had another effort, and that one there, Murphy hitting the post, and then De Gea saving from.
And by the way, 6 minutes is a long time to survive for Newcastle. Or indeed Man United, the way it's going.
Well, you could say that. You can look at it either way. Manchester United, though, I don't know if you know this, Pat. This might come as a big shock to you. You may have not.
Well, you mean they score late goals?
Occasionally, Manchester United are known to score the odd late goal. And Cristiano Ronaldo sometimes gets one.
Yeah, and against Norwich earlier on this season.
Yeah. So it's 1-1, but it's Newcastle who are breaking away with McTominay hair drenched with drizzle and perspiration. Longstaff now centrally to Murphy. Joe Linton on his right foot shoots. It's blocked by the backside, I think, of Dalot. There are shouts for a hand. Whether that was a handball, whether it was blocked by an arm,
I have to say, I think there was a hand involved there. Whether it was far enough away, that's a real question. I think there was a hand up there.
And at a not terribly opportune moment, television might have gone on the blink. Yeah. But anyway, it's back on, we're all right.
I think there was, they may well have a look at it, but I think he's pretty close. Well, again, last season that's given. That's given last season.
Varane, who actually was outside the box.
Or was he on the line?
I think he was just outside where it struck the arm.
And it doesn't matter now because he's playing well.
Yeah, well, VAR will have looked at it, there's no question of that. And it's still 1-1, and the ball is sent forward from Cher on the halfway line, and it just bounces all the way through, high and behind, and it's a goal kick. And 6 minutes of added time.
And by the way, the reason why Cher done that is because he's no leg left, his hamstring's just gone. Another one bites the dust.
Well, that is rough look indeed. And actually, the way that Newcastle players are going down, you do have to wonder, and there are more COVID cases in the Newcastle camp about that game on Thursday.
And of course, the first thing that happens, it goes straight to Cher.
who heads it out and is struggling. And
it's just cramp he's got. It's not a hamstring, it's just cramp.
Maguire now is challenged illegally by Dwight Gale. It's a free kick. We've already had 2.5 minutes of the 6. Maguire takes this free kick into the centre circle. Varane, who's certainly not had the most certain of nights of his career. Neither has Maguire at the back. It was one of the things as Fernandes, high ball swirled forward. Dubravka comes. Oh, he's dropped it in the area. Sancho, then back to Cavani, who chips it goalwards, and it's cleared away. There were defenders back. It's Cher actually who whacked it away on the edge of the 6-yard area. Ronaldo was imploring Cavani to find him. Then Newcastle fire it downfield, and Maguire under pressure from Gale heads it out for a throw to Newcastle on the left.
Remember that mistake I was telling you about? That was it. They got away with it.
Dubravka dropping it. He very nearly, well, he did. He dropped it at Sancho.
And he almost gave away a penalty kick trying to get it back.
Throw in for Newcastle. Newcastle who've lost their last 3. Their first point in 4 matches. They'd still be deep in the relegation zone. But there's been lots of positives, lots of encouragement, but those injuries that they've picked up tonight as well. However, it's not over yet. This throw-in is now taken. I thought it was going to be a long throw, but it wasn't terribly from Murphy. Joe Linton was beaten to it. Now it's back with Dubravka, who passes it out of play. Throw into Manchester United. Cavani's chasing after it. The ball's been picked up by Manquillo, who does throw it back to him eventually. We've already had 4 minutes of added time. Into the last 2 minutes, late on this bank holiday Monday night in the Tyneside drizzle. Manchester United with the throw that Dalot is looking to take long into the box. Here it is, delivered in. Takes a little glance, bounces down for Joe Linton. Joe Linton, the revitalised Joe Linton clears it into the Manchester United half. They will start again. Maguire, Harry Maguire. Low bouncing pass to Sancho. Sancho does well, beats 2 men. Then the low pass into Cavani on the edge of the area. It was challenged and fouled by Cher.
Offside.
Oh, Cavani offside. Free kick Newcastle.
Oh, that is a lucky one. You're talking 19 yards out. Maybe slightly closer than Ronaldo would have liked it there, but he would love to have got a free kick there. Cavani had started offside there, and the assistant referee, I've just seen it again here. I think he's got that one right. That was a wee half chance there had he stayed onside.
5 Live Sport on air till 10:30 tonight. So we will be hopefully getting live interviews from pitch side for you. If you don't hear them there, you'll hear them on 5 Live Breakfast or on the 5 Live Football Daily podcast, which you can download for free. Subscribe on BBC Sounds. Free kick. Dubravka eventually takes it. Long out towards the left-hand side, but it's over both players, both Dalot and Murphy, and it's a throw into Manchester United.
Do you know, as the game comes near the end here, if they manage to get a point out of this place will probably erupt, won't they? They need 3, but it would take the 1 just now because of the effort they've seen from the team.
Yeah, there'll be people listening who live near the ground, perhaps not even near the ground, who'll be thinking, oh, they've beaten Manchester United tonight, with the roar that there'll be if there's a point. As Kraft plays it forward for Newcastle down the left, but it bounces out of play for a throw into Manchester United. We're in the final minute now. And indeed, that is it. That is the end of the game. It's finished 1-1. Ralph Rangnick comes across. A quick handshake with Eddie Howe, a pat on the back. Manchester United have dropped points in the Premier League for the first time under Ralph Rangnick. It has not been a fluent performance by Manchester United by any means. But Newcastle, what a good point for them. Their first in 4 matches. Saint-Maximin in the first half, Cavani equalising, and it's finished Newcastle 1, Manchester United 1.